G'day all, Ben here is West. Going to look at gold and silver in this video. Heavy week for the metals. Let's start off by looking at the US dollar index. So this is kind of where we were, this is where I was last week. We're just looking at this area. So we've kind of just dipped through it a little bit, but we've obviously had a pretty strong push away in the last 2 days. So whether or not this is coming to play, I don't know. I mean, the one thing you can also do here is take this retracement here, and we've just missed out on 50, so maybe the market wants to get back down there. I don't know, but it just looks to me now we're in the thralls of this little corrective bounce. So I'll just clean this up a little bit because we just kind of want to remove that so we can see what we're going on. So I think I made the point that, you know, one of the things I'll be looking for is maybe a retest of this trend line from below before we continued on lower. And it's this corrective bounce that's setting up the opportunity in the metals over the coming sessions. So this run itself's been pretty hot coming down. So, you know, this bounce back is not to be is not unexpected, but you know, how far back we come, well, we don't know. But this would be, like I said, we may not make it back to that trend line, may not make it back to the retracement, we might make it here and just do that. I don't know, but that would be ideal for me. That would be the sort of setup I'd be looking for. So I am sort of looking at this, thinking, okay, well, this probably just needs to correct this rally. Okay. Sorry, we just need to correct this sell-off with a rally, and that's just going to keep the metals on the back foot. But when this starts running out of puff, that's when we really want to turn our attention to what's happening in gold and silver. So let's just see if this sort of plays next week. You know, I don't know if it's going to. I don't know if it can get back there, but that would be what I'd be looking for and hoping to see. So just coming in here to gold, it pushed away a little bit further from what I was looking for, but now it's beginning to move into the zone that I'm interested in. Okay, which is, of course, starting to track this pullback. Okay, because this is what I'm thinking is going to set up the next trade somewhere down in here. So let's just go in and have a closer look. So this is where I was with this, and obviously this count now is being blown out of the water. It's not right. Okay, so that's fine because, you know, I can just put the yellow aside. That's not a problem for me because I'm still just looking for the basic market structure. Okay, it's just, you know, I was never about trying to sell this for I'm not trying to sell the top of this. I'm waiting for the top to pass me by, and then look for the next structure. But it's the same thing. I'm still looking for that in anticipation of that. It's just that what I'd marked up here in Elliott sense is not right. So that's all right. We'll just take that off, okay, and we'll get rid of that because we don't need that anymore. But, you know, the same thing applies here. It's just that obviously the market went a little bit further than I was anticipating, okay. So that would still be the point of call. Now, that to me is you don't just leave a bid sitting there because the market could just go whoosh straight through you. What I'm doing is watching for it to come down here and seeing if it can hold its feet, because when we look at silver, you'll see that this zone was just violated almost instantly. Okay, so I mean, you could leave a bid here, but if you're going to leave a bid here in a trading sense, where's your stop going to? I'd suggest you probably want it a little bit below that, maybe, so that you're looking for that run. But I'm still looking for this sell-off to terminate, and I can't see it yet. So, you know, I've just sort of sketched, and look, sketch is the correct word here because it's in pencil. I can rub it out quickly. But I've just drawn up something here that I think is probably a little bit more to what's going on. It's not great, but you've got an extended fifth and the fifth. All right. But, you know, the same thing applies here. It is still about looking for this. Okay, so the only problem I've got here when I look at this, and we'll just come in here a bit closer to the hourly. The only problem I've got looking at this is, I think I talked about this last week, is this is the sort of thing that's an impulsive move. So what you would be anticipating is a fourth wave and a fifth wave. Okay. Now the problem here is that if you get an impulse down like that, you would not think that that is a correction, a finished correction. You would not be putting a two wave like that. What you would be anticipating is 3 waves back up and then another 5 waves back down. That would be what the Elliott wave theory would suggest happens next. So that keeps me a little bit wary. But we can, of course, just have a massively. This can be more like an ABC with just a massively extended C wave. But this C wave is very, very long. So that in itself makes me think, ooh, the Elliott's not helping me out here. And when Elliott doesn't help you, just put it aside. Okay, so all we've really got to do now for me is we know we've got a bit of a zone down here, but we just want to look for the market to terminate into a range, which it's starting to do now. But that US dollar also, I'm just wary of that's going to keep pushing it. It's going to keep gold under some pressure. Now we're just on a 4-hour here, but I'd be looking for the RSI to start to do something like this. Okay, so you can see here where's the market, but this wasn't a guarantee that the market was going to rally because of course we got this. So that's why you can't. The RSI is not the be all and end all. But if we do see some signs of divergence and we do see the market start to put in a rally, well, if it does start going this way and we get up here, because what I'd be looking for just as it sits here now, and I don't know, next week we could just go even lower. I don't know, but coming into this on Monday morning, my Monday morning or Sunday night in the northern hemisphere, I just be going, okay, well this is what I'm tracking. Okay, I want to see if the market can get to the other side of this. If it can, then I'm looking for a trend change. Okay, and if I do get that trend change, then I'm back here going, okay, well somehow I'm going to have to just make that a two wave. And what am I looking for? Okay, so I'm looking for at worst I'm looking for a 1-to-1 move between these two legs. Okay, so that would be sort of up towards $2,600. That's how I would play this at the moment. Okay, but like I said, I'm a little bit hesitant here. I mean, look, it's very sharp drop, no question about that. It's been hammered. So I'm not trying to pick the bottom here. I'm waiting for the market to start to give me a sign that it's had enough of the selling, that it can start to absorb some of the selling. Not seeing that yet. Okay, we'd want to terminate into a range. Okay, and then we want to see the range broken, retested, and the trend start to establish. Probably on small time frames. Okay, but we don't have it. We just watch for now. Okay, we're very oversold, but that doesn't mean the market's going to rally. Okay, it just means that we're at maximum velocity on the way down, and that like I said, this could very easily turn into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and if that happens, then I'm going to have to go back and think of something else, and that's why everything's in pencil, because I'm not sure about this structure being particularly Elliott-like. Okay, so that's where we sit with gold. Okay, so here we are with silver, and this is what I'm talking about, right? So this initially, when it got here and started to bounce, you're looking at that going, okay, well so let's even just replay this. So, just assume that you don't know what's going to happen here. But as we play this on, as the market comes, you're looking for okay, so you stopped here. You go, okay, look, what have I got here? I've got a move into the retracement zone, and now we're starting to move away. And what else have we got? We got pretty close to a 1-to-1 move. I'd be looking at that thinking, okay, well, this is the kind of setup that I want to see. So what do I need to see after this to make me think that I want to get into the market? I want to see that at the very least, okay? And coupled with that, I would probably like to see the market get onto the other side of the retracement. That's what I'd be looking for. So, what happened? Well, we got a good start. Okay, the market's running. It's pretty good. It's not bad. And then what happened? No good. No good at all. So we just didn't get what we were looking for. Okay, so there was no setup there. Now, the other way you could have played this, of course, is that if you were trading on the short-term time frame, measured move. Okay, there. So I would have looked at this. This is another way you can look at it. You can look at this and go, okay, well, we got a measured move here, and this measured move has just busted through the bottom of this, outside of this range. Okay, so what do you do next? I mean, actually, I think if you were going to be very fair, I think this looks like it's just actually missed. It did actually just miss, sadly. That's how it rolls sometimes. So. Yeah, Gee whiz. Am I being fair? Yeah, no, it did miss. That's sad, but it was close. But you get the connotation. But what you can do now is if you take this pivot and then you drag it down to here, you want to sell that bounce, okay? And that one worked out well. Since then, we've had nothing, okay? Since then, we've had absolutely donut in terms of measured moves. We've had one-way traffic. But here was the other marker when you talk about this measured move. Look what's happened, right? So here is the range, and once we broke that range, retested the range, we very quickly traversed and expanded the range 100%. And so here we are sitting here now, and we've come all the way back. But look where we're retesting. Okay, so at this point, move back out. It's a big pullback. But this sort of trend line that we broke through, now we're retesting it from above. So will the market hold here? Well, the same sort of view applies, in terms of that US dollar. Okay, but what we've got here, pardon me, is that we're also back into this range of support. Okay, so we've just tapped it. So there's a couple of things lining up here. The RSI for me is a little bit of a problem. It's just the way that it's topped out here. It's sort of 60 is a sign for me. I'd be very, very wary of the market moving down further. I want to see it get on the other side of 60. When the RSI, this is a good example, okay? Because if you look at this RSI here, that's 44. So in a bullish market, you would expect the RSI to travel between 40 and the overbought area, okay, like this. But now that it's hit 60, you expect it 60 and the oversold. That's what I remain wary of with silver, okay, and gold too. But that is just kind of what I'm looking at. Going, okay, well, this suggests that momentum may, the downward momentum may overpower the bears might overpower the bulls. That's what I'm trying to say. Trying to spit it out. So look, really in conclusion, I would it's the same thing with gold. I'm waiting for this to terminate, and it hasn't shown me that it wants to terminate just yet. Okay, so we want this to terminate into a range, this move, because it is quite steep. We want this move to terminate into a range, okay, find its feet, and then wait for it to break out. You're effectively just looking for I've just grabbed that, okay, because that's kind of what you want to happen here, okay. And once you see the market starting to find its feet like this, you're going, okay, well, we just wait for this range to break out. Hopefully, if we can break out, we might get a little retest, and that would be an opportunity to get long, and then we'll look for something else. So I'm just neutral with it. I'm neutral with gold. I'm neutral with silver. I'm not really going to trade these because they're not setting up for me just yet. But these are the battle plans that I'll have coming into next week, and some of the things that I'm looking for to try to entice me in. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Just be careful, I think. I just be careful and watch that US dollar. And I think that's the theme this week. So let's see what happens. I will see you next week. Bye for now.